All right, hello. Good morning. Welcome to the Monday Awareness Upgrade with Devoted Heart, Lauren. I'm actually a minute early. Look at me. I got nervous because it was 10:57 and I was not ready. So I zoomed. And now here I am. Hello, welcome. Good morning. So my theme today, which is kind of an extension of my theme from last week, which was about taking excellent care of yourself. So my mantra, my phrase that I offered to help kind of motivate you, light a little fire under you, is what would have you not take excellent care of yourself? So in any given moment when there's a choice of doing the thing that you know would be good for you or not doing the thing, what would have you not do it? What would be the reason to not take as good a care of yourself? I'm not saying that right, as possible. Anyway, so today my theme is be kinder to yourself. Be kinder to yourself. And so this is also one of the outcomes that I am mentioning that may arise as a result of my Live Your Yoga 13-week transformation that we're starting at the end of the month. So you're going to learn through the lens of yoga philosophy kind of what's going on with your mindset as far as why you would not be kind to yourself and what that might do, okay? And would it work anyway? So that's just a little teaser, but be kinder to yourself. And so this weekend I was with some friends and we were on a trip, and we at one point were talking about the difference between being nice and being kind. And the conclusion was that being nice is kind of surface level and kind is more of a deep-seated thing that you're actually concerning yourself with well-being, the well-being of yourself or the well-being of others. So I'm inviting you to look at not only the little things that you can do for yourself that feel good right now, but how can you be kinder to yourself in that you're actually looking out for your long-term, sustainable, overall, underneath well-being, right? So sometimes being kind to yourself might feel like, oh, I'm going to treat myself to this cookie, or I'm going to buy this expensive fancy drink this morning, or like whatever latte, blah, 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 this sort of thing. And that might feel good in the moment, but are you actually looking out for the big picture? Okay, so the overall sustainability of your well-being. Lately, I've been working on spending less money by just, doing things like not buying the expensive golden milk latte. That's my weakness in the morning. Because, while it might be $5, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, it adds up. And I notice as I go through my credit card bill, oh, there's a lot of golden milk lattes here. And if I had all those $5 back, things might be a little bit better overall. So yes, sometimes you need to just indulge and give yourself a little treat, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't want to have you be unkind to yourself based on, beating yourself up for those decisions. And in that moment, can you also think, okay, what do I really want? How can I really be kind to myself on a deep level? So today, actually, so this is another example with kind of food and money, but I was thinking about getting a bagel. I like to treat myself and get a lox and cream cheese bagel every once in a while. First of all, I'm trying not to eat gluten right now. And second of all, I'm trying not to spend money right now. So I was like, okay, rather than going and buying this $12 sandwich that probably isn't, even in the long run of today, the 24 hours of today, but definitely in the long run of my body and my life, it might not be the thing that's most in service of my overall well-being. Okay, for me to eat that, and then also, for me to just spend extra money when I can make it myself or have something else or whatever. So I chose to go to the grocery store and get the ingredients, and I have like gluten-free bread instead of the bagel and whatever, and I had it, and it was lovely. It was great. So I don't regret not having the bagel and spending the $12. And so I did something that felt like I was doing a kindness for myself, but I was for myself right now, but also being kind to myself overall in the big picture. So this is my invitation to you, is looking at how you can take care of yourself in the long run. how you can be kind to yourself in a way that's going to make you feel good, not only now, but in 10 minutes, in an hour, later tonight, tomorrow, next week, this sort of thing. While at the same time, letting yourself be imperfect about it, and also letting yourself have those indulgences, have those treats. But how often do you really want to indulge? How often do you really want to have a treat? And then the other times when it comes up, oh, I kind of want this, and you're thinking about it, can you do something to remind yourself or tell yourself something that reminds you that, oh, I'm being kind to myself overall. Okay? So this goes along with the practice of ahimsa. Ahimsa is the first principle in the yogic path. It's non-harming or non-violence. Okay, so we can talk about, don't harm anyone, don't enact violence. Those things seem fairly self-explanatory, fairly obvious. But when you are talking about enacting it for yourself, then it becomes a little bit more, profound. So how can you take excellent care of yourself, going back to what we talked about last week, and how can you avoid harming yourself? And that includes when you do something that maybe was harmful to yourself or just wasn't the greatest option in terms of long-term sustainability, how can you forgive? Because when you don't forgive yourself, then you continually cause harm to yourself with your thoughts and your mindset that could end up being worse than whatever the original thing was. So let's drop in for a moment. And if anyone has anything to share, I'd love to hear. Oh, some sirens. Any reflections from last week of how you may have become more aware of your self-care and taking excellent care of yourself, or anything for today that you're noticing, okay, I can be a little bit kinder to myself in taking care of myself in the long term, in forgiving myself for when I do, indulge in something or when I make a choice that's not necessarily in my overall best interest. I'd love to hear. So let's sit tall. Let your eyes close. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And for me, the heart and belly hand represents my highest self and my highest good in that awareness. That's the heart hand. And then the belly hand is more of my earthly desire system. So what I want right now, what I think will feel good, but more in an instant gratification way as opposed to a long-term kindness way. So just ask yourself from both of these places, what do I want? What do I want? How do I feel? And let's actually look at the belly hand first. So your desire system. Is there anything that you're craving, that you've been thinking about? Any desires of the body? Or it could be more so in the mind, like something that you've been wanting to do or say to someone or fix in the physical world, in the relational world. Anything cathartic that would feel good by just kind of expressing something, letting out an emotion, even being destructive, breaking something, all that kind of stuff. And just acknowledging the desire system. And if there's anything that you've already done today or already consumed today, and you're noticing a fullness, or you're noticing regret or perfectionism that you could have done it better, notice that. And then see if you can witness your body, your mind, your desires through the eyes of love, compassion, kindness. So you're not here to beat yourself up about anything or to hold on to anything that will continue to dull your efficiency and your mindset. Deep breath. And then tuning into the heart hand, the heart center. So in the big picture, what do you want? How do you want to feel? Who do you want to be? And I think the answer for a lot of us is going to be very similar or overlapping. Because ultimately I think we all want to be well. We want to feel good. I'll continue speaking for myself, but if anything resonates, feel free to use it. But I want to be healthy. I want to be free. I want to be able to express myself freely. I want to enjoy my life. I want to avoid pain. I want to have enough and more than enough. I want to have plenty. I want to share. I want to love. And so just listening to these messages from the heart, from your highest self, from your big picture needs, wants, desires, perspective. And then see if you can calibrate the two things a little bit, the upper and the lower, the belly, the body, your earthly desires, and your heart, the big picture, your light, airy essence that's expansive and beyond the body and the physicality. So what can you do in the physical world? How can you take care of yourself in the physical world that's in service of the heart, while at the same time letting yourself be perfectly imperfect, letting yourself be a human? If there's anything in particular that's coming up, anything that you can do today or think today, it doesn't have to be an outward action, to be a little kinder to yourself. Not only right now, but in a more sustainable, wider lens kind of way. Trusting that when you stand for yourself in this way, that when you're willing to be kinder to yourself, you're also a beacon of light for others. You're standing for others to be kinder to themselves as well. And the principle of ahimsa that I mentioned, non-harming, the verse that talks about ahimsa in the Yoga Sutra, ahimsa pratishtayam tat sanidau vairatyagaha, one who is established in the practice of non-harming, or we could say established in the practice of kindness. As if you're not harming, then you're being kind, perhaps. One who's established in that practice will share that light and affect others to do the same. The verse literally means that others will relinquish harming and violence in their presence. But if we're turning turning it upside down, then we can talk about it as far as kindness. If you are firmly established in kindness, then you are emanating the light of kindness for others. Bowing your head to your heart and to your body, to your earthly nature. Let the eyes open. I lost the Facebook video again. I don't know why that's happening. Well, Instagram's still here. Thank you for joining me. I'd love to hear any shares, reflections. And again, my Live Your Yoga 13-week transformation is coming up, starting at the end of the month. So if you're interested in going on that journey with me and practicing being kinder to yourself, please reach out. I'm booking free calls right now. We can connect and talk about it. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you soon.